Now, your SkyWarn 13 weather forecast.
Well, this is the third consecutive day with highs in the 90s, making this a very hot Labor Day holiday weekend. More times than not, it is comfortably cool for, well, this unofficial end to the summer season, but not this go around. Another stretch of 90s we've seen so far this summer, actually going back to the end of May. And today is the 18th day that Eau Claire has actually reached or eclipsed 90 degrees since the end of May, and our average for the entire season, 30-year average, is 10. So we're almost double that now, really speaking on, well, some of the higher heat we've seen this summer. This afternoon has been in the mid and upper 90s. We're likely to see those slowly drop here, but it's going to remain hot through the early evening hours, and tonight, unfortunately, is not going to cool off very much. So if you've really been reliant on the air conditioning, you're going to keep that going for tonight because temperatures are only going to be cooling down into the 70s. In fact, there's a good chance we could eclipse our record high low temperature for the overnight hours with lows in the mid 70s. Here's our temperatures currently, and again, looking at mid 90s from the Chippewa Valley down into the Coulee region, westbound towards the Twin Cities. Even our traditionally cooler spots to the north and east, very close to that 90-degree mark. So it has been hot the last couple of afternoons. And looking westbound, very similar readings. We've seen a couple of pockets of 100 degrees in western parts of Minnesota, also in South Dakota. So we're in for this another day here before things start to change. And that is a little bit off the map here. I'll show you on our national temperatures in just a second. 96 degrees, our live Nicolay Bank Skycam here on Hastings Way, showing the sunny skies. We haven't had a cloud out there yesterday or today, and stronger winds. At least we do have some breezes out there. I know it's just blowing around some hot air, but it is very different than last week when we had the hot weather because dew points are a lot lower. They're mostly in the 50s and low 60s, and our relative humidity only near 30%. So it's days like today that feel more comfortable when we're dealing with high heat, but you also have to be very careful because there's a very high fire risk when you have the stronger winds, the dry conditions especially. Now, we do still have a heat advisory in effect for our southern counties until 6 p.m. for tomorrow. That heat index might be a little more apparent for us on Tuesday because those dew points will be rising through the 60s and are forecast to get maybe up to about 70. So that heat index could eclipse 100 degrees again in our southern counties for tomorrow. The weather is very quiet. Again, nothing to show you on the satellite and radar. We could see the core of the heat stretching from far northern Mexico through Texas all the way up nearly to the Canadian border. There is the relief, though, and that is in the form of an upper-level trough in the west. That will be sliding eastward and will snap this heat wave for us after tomorrow. Now, we do have a couple of surface boundaries to the northwest. Again, broad southerly flow out ahead of that. That's what is bringing all the hot weather northward, and that will continue through tomorrow. Now, we may see a few clouds come in later tonight, and then for tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sunshine. That will knock our temperatures down a few more degrees. And then later in the afternoon, as things become unstable, we actually do have a chance for a few strong to severe storms. A good chunk of our area is under a level 2 risk for tomorrow. Large hail, damaging winds, but a lot of that will move through by midnight. Cloudy, breezy, and much cooler as we head on into Wednesday. And a couple of opportunities here to get some rain. Unfortunately, I don't expect very much. Obviously, we've been very dry since the middle part of August, but we'll take whatever we can get. And I'm taking those 60s and 70s. Boy, it is going to seem and feel so much better than we've seen.
I truly can't wait. I feel like this is the fall weather I've been waiting for.
It's September. It's about time we start to feel a little bit more like fall.
I totally agree. Thanks so much, Darren. Still ahead, how